Job role of a rubber mill operator or millman. The rubber mill operator carries out the following jobs on the mill. Banding the compound on the mill. The rubber ore compound will have to be fed onto the mill and a band of the rubber will have to be formed on the front roll to start the operation of mixing. For this, he will have to refeed the droppings back to the mill till the time it forms a band on the roll. Adding ingredients to the stock, only for mixing. This is the process of adding the ingredients to the formed band of rubber in the required sequence. The sequence of addition of the ingredients will vary from compound to compound and therefore the reference will be the mixing specification that has been issued to the floor. Job role of a rubber mill operator or millman, continued. Cutting and refeeding. While warming up the stock or during mixing, the mill operator will have to cut and refeed the material back to the mill to facilitate fresh areas of compounds to participate in the nip reaction. It is the compound's reaction to the mechanical work at the nip that brings in the required changes in the compound on the mill. Lateral overlap. It is the action of cutting a stock from one end of the mill and refeeding at the other end so that the stocks on the mill blends better with the rest of the compound and become a more uniform mix. It is the phase of distributive mixing as mentioned in the classical theory of mixing of rubber compounds. Job role of a rubber mill operator or millman, continued. Homogenization. It is the process of cross-feeding a roll out of the stock from the mill. This operation repeated 3 to 6 times on the mill brings the required amount of homogeneity in the entire mass of one batch of compound. Sheet out or batch of. This is the extraction of the compound after the completion of activities on the mill. It is done manually or using the provisions of the mill to sheet out the stock from the mill. Typically, the compound is cooled immediately after the operation by passing it through water, in the case of compound mixing. In the case of warming, blending, etc., it is then fed to the next operation. Expectations from a rubber mill operator. Rubber mill operator is expected to operate a rubber mill with all the given safety instructions. It is expected that the individual will take care of FIFO while using any material. It is expected that the individual will cross-check the material identification from the documents. The individual is expected to take care of the storing condition while storing the material. Expectations from a rubber mill operator, continued. The person is expected to know the difference between the approved and under inspection material. The individual is expected to interpret the identification tags of material. Rubber mill operator is expected to maintain the rubber mill and auxiliary equipment assigned to him or her. The individual is expected to use all the equipment only as per the manufacturer's instructions or the company's SOP. Skills required for becoming a rubber mill operator. Rubber mill operator should be proficient in the local language to guide the helpers or laborers. The individual should be well versed with the instructional language of the organization as well. The incumbent should be physically strong, fit, and energetic. The person should be able to construct simple sentences and express ideas clearly through written communication. Skills required for becoming a rubber mill operator, continued. The individual should be able to perform functional mathematical operations, such as numbers and space, and techniques such as estimation and approximation for practical purposes. The person should be able to read and understand manuals, health and safety instructions, memos, reports, job cards, etc. The individual should be able to understand the various coding systems as per company norms. Importance of a rubber mill operator in a rubber industry. Rubber compound as per required specification is base for producing quality rubber product. Role of a rubber mill operator is very critical in producing rubber compounds of the desired quality. Any deviation from the approved process may result in rejected compound production. Any wrong use of ingredients may result in a serious quality problem and customer complaint. Any wrong process parameter may also become a reason for compound rejection.